Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from McFarlane Toys in their Witcher line, we are featuring Ciri and Geralt of Rivia. So this 2-pack I purchased on Amazon during the holiday season. I believe it was on sale, but I don't recall the price. It's something I was kind of on the fence about, just because when McFarlane released the social media images of these two figures, I remember a lot of people were very critical of the Geralt figure just because they thought the likeness didn't really look like Henry Cavill. I'm a big fan, though, of both Freya Allan and Henry Cavill, so I kind of felt the need that, it was on sale, so I decided I'll take my chances and I'll pull the trigger. And I have to say that even though the likeness to Henry Cavill isn't spot on, it's still a really beautiful figure. The likeness to actress Freya Allan, though, on the other hand, looks, spot on just like her. This set is authenticated, limited edition of 9,900 pieces. The box is pretty large. It's almost too big. It comes with display bases for both figures individually, trading cards. Each one comes with their sword, and there's a large decorative base seated behind them. On the back, you have some close-up portraits of both characters. Here we have Freya Allan as Ciri, and then here we have Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. I want to say I think this action figure set portrays both characters as we see them in Season 3 of the show. And let's get started and take this out. So, I'm a big fan of the Witcher action figures. I've been collecting them since the video game iterations of the characters, and I think I have maybe close to 95% of all the Witcher figures so far. I think I might be missing certain variations, but I think I have most of them. First impressions of both figures while they're in the tray, they look fantastic. Like I said, the likeness to Henry Cavill on the Geralt figure, it's kind of spotty. It's not dead on, but nonetheless, it's a wonderful looking action figure, incredibly detailed, well sculpted. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the Ciri figure, it really looks like actress Freya Allan. I think it could have done, picked out a better expression, but for this, I think it's all right. It's a little less animated than I'd like, but nonetheless, it's an outstanding looking piece. As I mentioned earlier, you're getting two separate display bases for each figure. There's also the photo trading cards of both characters, and then you're getting this large decorative base. So this almost looks like the deck of a ship, and I could be wrong, but I want to say this might be actually a scene from the film. There's the one episode where Ciri, Geralt, and Jaskier are seeking passage on a ship. And during this time period, Ciri's kind of going, she's coming into her own with her Witcher training. And then the ship gets attacked by this monster. And I want to say I think that's what this represents. I might be wrong, though. All right, let's take out both figures and get started. There's a couple of plastic ties holding these down. So just give me a moment. Let's get these out really fast. So as of this recording, it's January 1st, 2024. The next season of The Witcher is going to have a new actor portraying Geralt of Rivia. I believe it's Liam Hemsworth, I think. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. Like, I don't mind him as an actor, but I'm so married to the idea of Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. It seems kind of odd to me, to embrace a different actor as the main character. But I'll give it a shot and see if I warm up to it. But also, I think at this point, in terms of the story on the television show, for me, it's kind of grown thin. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons, and excuse me. Now the show's starting to introduce too many characters, and it's feeling a little bit more like you have to know all the different factions and whatnot, and it's a lot to juggle. It's almost kind of like when you get into Game of Thrones for the first time. There's so many different characters thrown at you, and with The Witcher, I'm kind of losing track of who's who and what's who's which everyone's agenda is. It gets kind of confusing. But the first 3 seasons have been solid for me. But like I said, I was a big fan of the first 2. Let's take a look at the Freya Allan Ciri figure first. Again, wonderful likeness to the actress Freya Allan. Her expression's kind of very just muted and dull, but it's still a really nice figure. The sculpting and the detailing, like on her vest, nice beautiful texture, even on her shirt. She has the wrappings on her hand. The color choice is nice. It's not too loud. It's really earthy, and also with the gray tones. The hair is nicely sculpted. If you can see the details, we have some clean braids. But yeah, the detailing on this is amazing. Look at the belt. Some wonderful engravings. And then here's the sheath for her sword. The articulation, her head moves. Does it look down? Not really. Does it look up? Not so much. Her arms are articulated. Also, the usual McFarlane fare. She swivels at the waist. Does she crunch forward a little? Does she arch back a little also? She kicks upward about there, which is nice. Kicks outward. Full splits. Double jointed knees. And articulated ankles and toes. So it's a solid figure. If you want a screen accurate version of Ciri as opposed to the video game one, this 2-pack is perfect for you. I think they really do Freya Allan justice with this one. But like I said, I kind of wish her facial expression was a little bit more animated. She just looks very blah. And now we're coming on to Geralt of Rivia. Now, this is a beautiful looking figure, but like I said, the likeness to Henry Cavill is just really off. Depending on the angle, you could kind of make it out, but in others, it feels like it's more like an approximation, which is surprising because McFarlane had that Justice League Superman figure, and the likeness to Henry Cavill was pretty spot on. Nonetheless, I think this is an excellent body. Even if you aren't keen on the head, but let's say that you're a fan of the video game figures, you could at least buy this 2-pack and swap the head out with the video game Geralt. Or if you want, this looks kind of so far off from Henry Cavill, like even to say this is maybe, another Witcher. This is a different warrior from Kara Moran. But yeah, it's nice. Nice studded gauntlet, as you can see right there. This guy's kind of hard to focus on. He has the Witcher medallion. Yeah, so it's a solid figure. It's just unfortunate that this is the last Henry Cavill Geralt figure that we're getting, and none of them really captured his likeness. The 2 previous figures, they were nice, but they just didn't really look like Henry Cavill. And this one, it's just unfortunate that, for his swan song action figure, it's not really that great in terms of the head sculpt. But, you know, don't let that deter you from buying this set. If you can find it for a decent price or if it's on sale, pull the trigger, because I do think both figures and the display base are worth the price of admission. Looks down, kind of unsightly when it looks down because his hair kind of, it's like a solid piece and doesn't really conform with his body unless it's in a downward position. It doesn't really look up. Arms are articulated, swivel at the elbows, double pinned, oh, it's swivel at the bicep, double pinned elbows, articulated wrist. Does not crunch forward. He's actually very stiff, so it doesn't seem to have any sort of abdomen cut. And if he swivels at the waist, it's kind of tight also, but it is there. He could kick forward, but due to the nature of his vest, these flaps kind of get in the way. But yeah, the articulation is there, but overall, it's a fantastic figure. I think one thing I would have liked with this figure is that if they'd at least include a sheath for his sword, you know, across his back. But otherwise, it's all right. For me, the big star of this is really the Freya Allan Ciri figure. You know, if you're a fan of Freya Allan, you know, she's really coming into her own. I think she's going to be in the next Planet of the Apes movie. So, all right, so let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.